Hey, John. Oh my gosh, I heard you're totally sick, like with a million things, and your daughter's sick too, so sorry. But glad that you're taking care of yourself. Wonderful. And welcome to the video lesson format. This is gonna be just I thought I'd throw in some little warm up and maybe some of the things that I was thinking that I added at the end of the lesson last time. And I'll give you a little bit more of a example, and hopefully that we can apply that to the songs. So I know we were going to do a new song this time, so we'll just do a new song after spring break, which is perfect because that's the new cycle of lessons, I guess. I don't know. Sorry, my brain. Okay, so so no lesson next week, and we will have a lesson on, I guess that's the 26th, yes. Okay, so I was going to focus on kind of the We're Gonna Be Friends song for this one. So in terms of, getting, you can do the vocal exercise if you'd like to just warm up your voice, or I would just encourage if you're doing this and you haven't talked a lot, I mean, it's just important to kind of have your voice be not maybe ready, not just a plain voice, but just a, I find that my voice is warmed up even if I just talk all day long. So if I sing in the early morning, I definitely try to do some kind of vocal warm up. But in this case, we're just going to say that you have warmed up your voice, and we can do a little bit of warm up by, we're just going to start on a B, which is just the midpoint or the third of the place that we start on. Sometimes we start on the G, and sometimes we start on the A. So this is the G, B, D, the G major chord. So we're going to start in the middle, and we're going to do like maybe E-H, and we're just going to hold it out. So you're going to go and then let's put an N on the end, so we'll be N. So we're adding that N at the very end. N. Okay, and so we had talked about holding out that that long, like a note longer than just the short beats. And if you can do that, right, you've done it. So so it's basically like I'm getting the air in my body, and there's no pauses. I'm just doing a straight it's almost like you're gonna sigh, but you're gonna put the vocality to it. You're gonna put the sound to it. So right, that might be like a sigh, like So this time you're gonna just hit that B note, and then that will help us with I can tell that we are gonna be friends. And so the dynamic on that, I think in that song, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Not necessarily hitting it with a forte force, but just sort of like having that slight, like maybe that hesitation at the end. So like, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. So I'm actually taking a little bit of a breath just to so that I can control sort of my breath control. So if I'm singing it, it's the very last part. That's another thing. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. That's the last of the last of the phrase. If we kind of just go with that and not breathe, we have this tendency to not have enough control over how that last sound is going to be. So if you can just take like a slight, like a little breath before that friends, it doesn't have to really be obvious, but you can overemphasize it to practice and say, I can tell that we are gonna be friends. So I just took like a tiny little breath, and now as I practice it more, it'll become automatic. I can make it fit the melody of the song. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. If you feel like you're not running out of breath, it's totally fine to also do that. I just wanted to give you that option. If you want to prepare yourself to get that breath at the very beginning, let's see, it's D. I can tell that I have the other. Maybe I should play this on the guitar here. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Let's do. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. So then we're putting the N at the end of that too. So I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. So the combo, I kind of just gave you a lot, but I think you can totally do it. It's hard when you're not hearing, but I feel like you were really, you've done that thing before where you've added you've got the main vowel and then you add the syllable at the end, which you've totally done. So the friends. So you're not doing the friends, you're opening it up, right? You can do that. You've done that before many times. So I can tell that we are gonna be friends. And encouraging you to, if you need to take that extra breath so that you can get that control. Otherwise, what might happen, which happens to me too, is that the sound may feel close a little bit, or it could waver a little bit. So I'll just go ahead and see if I can sing that first part to give you a full example. Hopefully I can get the song right here. Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell. Brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, book in hands. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. Okay, so that is an example on that. And the other thing that you can also try with that, and I sort of briefly brought this up last time, it's a little weird, it can feel a little weird, but it's a good way to just check to see if your breathing if your soft palate is down. So if we do right? I'm doing it high. So we want our soft palate to be down so that we get that full opening. It's almost like when you're yawning, you'll see in the back of your throat that it's opening up when you do, like if you're yawning, that little flap in the back of your throat will move, and that's sort of what we want to be open. So if we do and you're closing your nose as well, it should sound the same. So that means that you're not breathing, through your nose when you're singing it. That would be like It might sound a little bit more nasally. So we want, if we're singing it, we can test it by just kind of like closing our nose and just it's the same thing. So that's a way, if you find that you're closing your nose and the sound changes, then you're going to want to kind of like open up your mouth as if you're like yawning to get that open expansion in the back of your throat. So hopefully that will help give you a couple of extra little tips for this song. It can be applied to any song, but we can go over that more, that 2 weeks from now, but I have confidence that you will rock it, and we can start on another song. And according to my notes, I think you were gonna bring one for next time. I know you had there was one Neil Young song that you had mentioned, Only Love Will Break Your Heart. What other one do I have on my list here? the Pirates song. Oh, Sea of Love, Cat Power, Sullivan Street, Counting Crows, The Wind by Cat Stevens, Harvest Moon. I think you said that one was kind of tricky for guitar, maybe? But any of those, feel free to bring them, and we'll add them to your playlist. So have a good week, get well, and I'll talk to you next time.